some secrets inside. All we ask is try. All we got is love. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the A&J Soccer Show. As always, my name is Andrew Pipers, and to my right we have
Jalen Thompson.
Awesome. We have a super chill episode for you guys today. First, we're going to recap the Premier League this last weekend, and
then we got some Champions League predictions coming up. Champions League this week, pretty big, but
I'm excited.
First, how about Manchester United slipping to Newcastle?
How about it, indeed? 1-0 defeat at St. James's Park to Newcastle. The Magpies did it, and Mourinho's got to be blaming everyone except himself right now, is all I have to say about it. I know Sanchez had a chance to score, but he looked over his shoulder.
That
and
was the weirdest thing, as if someone had paid him to say. You were saying it's almost as if someone paid him, because it's like he had the open goal, and then he looks to his left, and then next thing you know, his chance is gone. They blocked the open net.
Yeah.
But Martial also had some pretty big chances to tie it up.
No, and the Newcastle goalie, I don't remember his name, but I think he was a new guy, and he had an amazing game. Towards the end, he saved a couple of shots, but all credit to Newcastle. Huge for us as City fans, because United losing is almost always good, unless it helps us in the table, but never mind. But that was funny to see. I gave, if you guys remember Walter from episode 5, I gave him some stick for it, but I think, actually, funny stat, Mourinho's lost to Rafa Benitez. He's lost to Pep Guardiola 9 times and Benitez 6 times. So he just cannot, and United cannot beat Newcastle right now. I don't know what the
It's
deal
just something about the manager matchup, huh?
Yeah.
We don't really think about that a lot, but that's super weird to think about. It is tactics, even though it's their players on the field, but it is tactics. The managers approach the game a certain way, and people, I guess, they do keep track of that.
Most definitely, yeah. And Mourinho's so defensive, and United's got so many good attacking players. From if I take my bias away from it, I would love to see those United players play well, because it's Pogba, Sanchez. I'd love to see it, but I'm happy they're not. But anyway, so bad loss for United. Maybe this could be the start of a bad cycle for them, but if from United perspective, hopefully not. But the other major game of the past weekend was the North London derby, in which Tottenham beat Arsenal 1-0. After Arsenal's 5-1 win over Everton the week before. They're on fire, and then they go to Wembley, get beat 1-0.
That's why I said, just keep in mind, they are playing an Everton defense that isn't the strongest.
That was smart.
When you put them against the big dogs, we talk about how good Tottenham's defense is. Yeah. It kind of shows. Then that's the real test. Can Aubameyang do it against the better side of the Premier League? Obviously, you walk into Everton, you can do a little dink over the keeper, but what happens when you play the Spurs?
That's true. And I know, so Spurs dominated the game. They should have been up by 4 goals, but they gave Arsenal a chance at the end. And the $50 million man from the summer, Lacazette, missed a relatively simple chance. So I know Arsenal fans can't be happy. And also that if you're unfamiliar with the game, that rivalry is one of the most bitter rivalries out there, the North London derby. I know there's some history on it about how either Arsenal or Spurs went into North London. I won't get into that, but just know that it's an absurd rivalry, and that game was a fun one to watch also. But
if we're talking about fun games to watch, it's got to be the boys.
The boys.
City smacked Leicester 5-1. Such a fun game to watch. Aguero, De Bruyne, who gets man of the match? No one knows. They played that well. But what was your favorite parts? What was your favorite parts of the game?
So I had a couple favorite parts. I'll do a little bit of reverse. So my favorite part was actually at the end when De Bruyne took the ball from Aguero, because Aguero got a hat trick and De Bruyne snatched and he's I got a hat trick of assists. But actually, we're going to show you some footage from the game of some of De Bruyne's passes. We've tried to explain it to the people.
Yeah.
Our words don't do it justice.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? Right. You got to watch it.
And so all of this footage is from NBC. We don't own any of it. This is all broadcast from NBC. But I think this is the first goal that happened in the second minute. And just look at De Bruyne when he gets the ball here. Eventually, so Bernardo's got it over here. I won't do play-by-play, but... So that pass right there, that, I don't know what to say. Do you know what to say about that? That's impossible.
That's his trademark ball, though. I've seen him do it countless times throughout the season. Every time he whips it from the corner of the box, he gets a lot on it, and a lot of the times like it'll be an inch away from like Otamendi tapping
Right.
because a lot of times
Right.
it's a set piece rather than them just looking
Yeah.
around the box. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta just respect
Like,
how he can do that very, very
this
consistently.
angle, just like, oh my god. I'm sure to some of the players who watch out there, like, I can appreciate that, but as a player who like plays the game every day, like, you can appreciate it even more. And I'm sure some of the more like center midfielder guys that are just like, how the heck does that even?
Yeah.
Like, how do you see that? How do you
No,
do that?
honestly, it's like Ozil. I see he's probably the next one in the Premier League that I could see putting a ball like that into
Yeah.
the box. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, De Bruyne right now he's in a class of his own. Honestly,
Mm-hmm. So you asked me my favorite part. Like, that pass might have been my favorite part of the game. But like, Leicester tied it up 1-1. We're not going to show you that because like, why would we want to show you a goal against City? But the second one, right? But like, just De Bruyne's passes are absurd. I'll throw it right back at you. Did you have another favorite part? Or
yeah,
like,
I got a favorite part. We're gonna also show you my favorite part, but
Yeah.
basically it was De Bruyne to Aguero, and I just could not see how he got the pass off. There was
Yeah.
too many legs in the way. There was
Yeah.
a goalkeeper. You gotta watch how close
Right.
you hit the ball, towards. But I don't get how he sees the pass and then puts it on a platter for anyone to just tap it in. So I'll
Yeah.
check it out right here.
Yeah, and it's just like I understand why De Bruyne took the ball at the end because he basically scored the goal. He just put it so easy for the goals to be scored. But yeah, you got to check this one out. Like, the pass is, I didn't even know what happened until I watched the replay, basically. So yeah. There's another angle where you see like how he curves it. Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I mean, I don't know.
But you can tell, I mean, he is so valuable to us right now. And I think everyone acknowledges that, from, the biggest soccer analysis out there to just the everyday fan that's watching the game. Just sees, like, when he's on the field, he's doing something special.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is a good angle of it, I think, where it shows it. How he puts it right around Danny Simpson like that.
Come on. Come on.
And Aguero, like, hits the goalkeeper, I think. But, like, yeah. But he couldn't miss. And we just wanted to highlight the De Bruyne passes for you guys today because we try to illustrate them, but how can you describe that? We ended up winning 5-1, 1-1 after the first half, and I was starting to think, like, oh no. But it was just that Pep Guardiola mindset of this season.
Yeah, I want to say something about Sterling because, like I said last episode, he had a pretty big miss against Burnley, pretty important. But like I said, also, he's come up with multiple game winners for us this season, and he gets kind of some redemption right here with another very, very similar chance as he had in the Burnley game. He tucked it away on that first goal. So, he also gets the second assist for that last movement right there, hitting it to De Bruyne for Aguero to finish it off. So I think it's very important to realize that Sterling of a year or two ago would not been able to bounce back like that, in my opinion. So I'm very happy to see him back on track, especially heading into the Champions League campaign and how big he's going to be with, Sane injured and Gabriel Jesus still out.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an awesome, so just speaking of the Champions League, it's finally back. We've been waiting a couple months for it. And we're going to give you some of our predictions for it's the round of 16 we have. And first of all, I just want to say, I'm so stoked it's back. For me, there's nothing like Champions League football. This is a disclaimer. Never watch soccer in class, but if you do, Champions League is the one to do it. We don't do that, though, so don't worry about it. And,
but no, I mean, it's kind of weird. The break is a bit too long for most people. I feel like, I think it ends in, I want to say December.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And it comes back in February, and that long month of January seems to just inch by inch go by. But now, I mean, it's finally back, and we got some pretty nice games for you guys. So, first one, Juventus, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Pretty tight game. Who are you taking there?
So, if you would have asked me maybe in the beginning of the season, I would have gone with Juventus. But now, Juventus, from what I've observed of Serie A, they've been slipping a little bit. They're behind Napoli. Dybala hasn't been playing too well, so I got to take Spurs on this one.
Right.
I think when you have Harry Kane up front, That's a constant goal threat. And Juventus' defense has been weakened with the loss of Bonucci from the summer. So I'm going to have to take Spurs on this one.
Honestly, I'm going to have to agree with you purely because of the way that they played Madrid. I was very impressed how they stuck in there. I'm thinking, I see their group and I'm like, Tottenham just doesn't seem like they could do it on the big stage like that. And they completely proved me wrong on the group stage. So I'm going to have to take Tottenham and their momentum into this next game. I think that they could handle Juventus, but I think Dybala could cause some problems for them.
Sure. And then moving on to that second one, I mean, honestly, man, I got to take Basel. Just kidding. No. I think not much else needs to be said. We got a lucky draw. I'll admit it. We got lucky. You never want to see players injured, but if Sane had to go out for a game, I think this is a fine one for us to recover. But that being said, it's the Champions League. I've seen crazier things happen than Basel beating a team like City. I don't think Pep will let complacency get into the side. I don't even think he knows what the word means, but I've got to take City pretty comfortably, but don't want to get cocky.
I think you're right. I mean, for the type of injuries we have right now, Fabian Delph, David Silva's got a knock, I think, Gabriel Jesus, I think they're all on the cusp of getting back into the squad. So I think having this nowhere near as a break, I think we're still going to have to earn the win hands down. And I think a lot of big teams go into these games thinking that, we're just going to over them. Let's not even play the star of stars. But I think Pep's a smart guy. He's not going to just play, Foden and Diaz right away. But hopefully we go out there and we're able to break them down because, I anticipate them to come out and just sit back on it. So hopefully we can get a couple early ones in, have them, chasing the game. But I think, obviously you got to take City on it.
Yeah, no doubt. This next one, Porto versus Liverpool, I think this is probably one of the most interesting games in this draw. Not a lot of people know about Porto, but they've actually got an electric attack of three players. I think they're three African players, and I know Brahimi is one, Abu Bakr is another. I'm forgetting the third one, but I watched some highlights of those three. They're dynamic, and I know they've got a holding midfielder who's just fantastic. And Porto's a team who's historically knocked teams out of the Champions League, so I wouldn't say it's as much as a sleeper because I think they're kind of even. But I got to go with Porto on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
For the same exact reason, I'm actually going to go with Liverpool because
fair
with the form Mo Salah is in. Come on.
Yeah, that's a fair.
They looked pretty good this weekend with Firmino and him linking up. I think Mane needs to get back into it. I think he's got some work to do, but I don't see Porto's defense being able to handle Liverpool's attack. So I'm going to go Liverpool.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's a good shout. I've seen Liverpool lose to too many teams that they think they can beat on paper, and that's what I think is going to happen here. But that'll be an awesome game. And then Sevilla United. I haven't watched Sevilla play too much this year. I don't know how they're doing in La Liga, but I think I'm going to have to go with United on this one to squeak by. I saw Sevilla play a little bit in the earlier stages of the Champions League, and they look like a shadow of the team that they were in seasons past. Sevilla, remember, they won the Europa League 3 years in a row, maybe like last year and the year before and all that, but Sevilla is not a team you want to sleep on, but I just don't think they have the quality to totally knock out United. So I'm going to have to take United on this one.
I think that's a fair assumption. I know they have a nice striker in Ben Yedder. He's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But other than that, as long as Man U's not... See, this is the thing. I mean, you see Man U lose to Newcastle on the weekend. If they're on top of what they're supposed to be doing, then I think that it should be I don't think it would be in any way like a blowout. I think Sevilla will make them work for it, but I see Man U maybe in the second leg really confirming it. I think the first leg will be a bit it'll be a toss up, but I think in the end Man U will come out as the victors in that one.
No, I mean I have to agree with you. And then this game, Madrid PSG has got to be the highlight game of the round of 16.
That's huge.
This is similar. Usually when you see those two teams on paper, you're like, it's Real Madrid. They've won the last two. Real Madrid has been in awful form in the league lately, in La Liga lately. They're 17 or so points behind Barcelona, sitting in fourth place.
Fourth. Wow.
Things don't look well. If Zinedine Zidane loses this game, he's gone. I'm calling it. He's gone if he loses. All that being said, it's Los Blancos. I can't go against Madrid. It's Unai Emery. Unai Emery is the other side of it. I don't think he's a great manager. I think Neymar is going to play well, but Champions League Madrid, something about it. All the things that are going wrong for them, I think this is where they turn their season around.
Okay.
I got to go with Los Blancos.
I'm so excited for this game just because of the Neymar-Ronaldo matchup, because this is what Neymar has been waiting for. This is why he left Barcelona, to assert himself among the best in the world.
Yeah.
If he's able to knock Ronaldo out of the Champions League, I think it makes it very, very interesting for the Ballon d'Or race for this coming year, because that would be absolutely huge. So I think Neymar will have a stand-up performance, and I think that his attacking partnerships, I think Di Maria is starting to get back into it. You know, he hasn't been too well known recently, but I think PSG is a great defense. I'm not too fond of their goalkeeping choices. I think they have Kevin Trapp and Areola, but I'm going to say that their PSG's midfield and their attacking force sees slightly out of form Madrid side out of there. I think they knock them out, but I think it's not going to be. I think it's also going to be a second leg decider. I don't think they could just blow them out like 3-0 in the first leg.
I'm so excited to watch that.
It's going to be a good game.
That's going to be an amazing leg or amazing draw. But the next one is a little bit less exciting, from Shakhtar Donetsk versus AS Roma. And I think it's going to be a really interesting game. I think a lot of teams sleep on Shakhtar, and they've got a lot of talented Brazilians on that team, like Marlos, Tyson, and I just think because teams sleep on Shakhtar, I think that's why Shakhtar is going to pull through.
You know, I think it's interesting. You got to point out that I don't know. I think it was a good point that when you said that, like, City, Shakhtar was the first team to beat City in our group. Yeah. And I think that was because of Shakhtar's counterattacking abilities. I think that City was obviously pressing a lot. They sat back, and so that enabled them to counter us very, very well. But I feel like the game's not going to go the same way with Roma. I feel like they're not going to be as possessive with the ball. I think it's going to be a bit more back and forth. So in that case, I think Roma will end up pulling through just because they are a quality side. Pretty good attack led by Dzeko. So, I see Roma squeaking by that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then the next one, Chelsea versus Barcelona. Barcelona's going to blow them out of the water. No question.
Really?
No question. Barcelona's on top form right now. Man City, Barcelona, the two best teams in Europe at the moment. Chelsea's in shambles with their managerial situation. Conte's out of there, basically. And I think Chelsea, like, they beat West Brom today, but in the past they had some really bad losses to Premier League teams. So Barcelona's going to come in there. I think it'll be over in the first leg, maybe 4 goals in the first leg.
See, but I can't see it be a blowout. I do think Barcelona's going to squeak by them, but I just feel like with Hazard, and it does heavily depend on the Chelsea defense. The Chelsea defense can withstand, Messi and friends. Then they might have a chance. But I just think with Eden Hazard, anything can happen on the field. So you got to really be careful for what he can do.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think it's either a really, really close one in the second leg, or Barcelona maybe gets like a 2-0 win in the first leg, and then maybe I could say 0-0 draw in the second leg, and Barca ends up going through. But you're right. I mean, I think they are, along with us, the best team in the world right now, and a City-Barca matchup before the final would be... it would be so stressful. I don't know if I could watch that game.
No, but I think Barcelona will blow Chelsea out of the water and move on easily. But the last game up there is Bayern versus Besiktas, and this game's only going one way. It's going to go to Bayern. Bayern are every year they're favored. They're one of the top 3 favored to win the tournament. I think with Jupp Heynckes back in there, he's had Champions League success with Bayern before, and also it's Besiktas. With all due respect, they lost Cenk Tosun, and I just think Bayern sweeps them pretty easily.
Yeah, I think Tosin was big for Besiktas in terms of like having even a slight chance. So technically, as they are a slightly weaker team because they lost Tosin to Everton in the transfer window, I mean, I don't see any way for Besiktas to try to fight this one off. But I mean, who knows? There's underdogs all the time in the tournament, so I don't see Bayern losing it to them. But you never know.
Yeah, and like just, I mean, one more plug to watch this. Like, even if you're not a soccer fan, Champions League is really like the pinnacle of club soccer. I'd say it's so much fun to watch. Anything can happen, and it's really exciting. But anyway, that's what we've got for you guys today. More of a chill episode today, sort of back to our roots. You know, the Premier League recap, previewing Champions League. But we hope you guys enjoyed it. And that being said, please continue to give us suggestions. I know some people have commented and told me that they want to hear more about the MLS. We'll try to bring some guests on who know more about the MLS than we do.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching, and please continue with the feedback. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, as always, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. 10-4, no switching sides. Feel something wrong. You acting shifty, you don't